Welcome agents to another video where we're going to have a look at the end of the Solstice event today. So you can see on my profile there is the first tier of the medal, and it's a really nice looking medal. The next tier of it is also a nice looking medal. It basically takes the same design and adds a pair of earrings to the moon, in my opinion. But it's worth noting then that before this video I actually did a lot of the stage 3 tasks. So in this case it is to recharge 200,000 XM, to hack 75 portals, to deploy 225 resonators, and also to capture 45 portals, which was a pretty tricky one. And then the final one that I'm doing, which I set myself up for because I was doing all my drone hacking last night, is to finally do the last drone hack so I can complete this tier of the medal. So as I said in my previous video, this isn't a medal that you can complete immediately. You just can't do it because of the drone hacking element, and drone hack 25 times actually takes quite a long time. So it is a case of do it overnight and complete it and get it ready for the next day. So if you're looking to do this in the last couple of days of the event, you pretty much can't. But anyway, let's have a look at the new quest line. So this time around it's going to be to recharge 250,000 XM, to earn 100 glyph hack points, to hack any 100 portals, create 60 links, and then finally to make 40 fields. And so the way that they've organized this is really quite good. The final tasks are obviously a lot more difficult than the initial tasks that you have to complete for the first medal, and it does escalate, it amplifies, which means that it's going to take you longer to get through the final rounds of this medal, which I think is a good thing. It should be more and more difficult the further you get through. So obviously then it means that the people that get the final medal have done a little bit more to actually achieve and earn that medal. And the other thing that you're probably noticing then on the screen is that I'm playing co-op mode today, which means that we're both helping each other with our various different quest lines. So that means that occasionally you'll see probably a few keys on the floor and I'll pick them up to make the fields. But then you'll also see me a little bit later dropping a capsule of mods so that they can get through their stage in the quest as well. The gameplay is also a little bit more stilted in that occasionally it'll chop around a little bit because I have to stop and start the recording because we've probably gone into a shop at that point, or we're probably looking at something, and you know, other than me just standing around and doing nothing, which isn't very entertaining, I pause it there and then I'll restart it later on, pretty much from the same place, but it might jump around a tiny amount. So as with the previous video then, I didn't know what the next quest line was going to be, what tasks they're going to ask of me, and so it's a case of making sure that we were going to come to an area, visit an area where actually we could play a lot and do some decent gameplay. So in this case we're in Ripon in North Yorkshire, which is a tiny and lovely little city, although the day was absolutely revolting and it was raining all the time, which means that some of my glyph hacking, as I'm holding an umbrella in my left hand and trying to one-hand glyph hack in my right, is a little bit iffy, a little bit dodgy, but otherwise actually we're in an area that allows us to do a lot of pretty decent gameplay. And with that I mean that the area currently is resistance or machina. There's barely any enlightened, if any enlightened. I don't think I saw one green portal today, and it means then that we can level the area and start from scratch when it comes to capturing portals, to deploying mods, and to fielding as well. So of all the quests then that have appeared for this final task or this final quest line in this medal, the one that I found the most time consuming, the one that's going to take me longest in this video, is the 100 hacks that you need to do. So it's not any of the others, it's not the fields, it's not the recharging, that's all pretty simple, and it doesn't take as long as the 100 hacks. So it does help then to have a great big stack of heat sinks. I've got a bunch of common heat sinks, and I really do like keeping a whole bunch of these for similar situations, just so that when it comes to fielding I can make a link and then throw a heat sink on the same portal, hack another key out of it, and then make another link. But also it allows you to hack 3 times in very quick succession. So you hack once, put a heatsink on, hack another time, put another heatsink on, and you can hack a 3rd time as well, which will certainly help when it comes to this particular quest line. The other task then that you need to be a little bit more conscious of when it comes to doing this is that you're going to need enough keys to recharge, and so making sure that you've got keys with 250,000 XM to be recharged on them is quite significant for most people. I know that there are plenty of people out there that do many multiples of that every single day, But for an average agent, actually having that many keys with that much recharge on them sometimes is a bit of an ask, and it can be a little bit tricky in this instance to actually have enough to recharge. So yeah, as long as you're aware of that and you've picked up plenty of keys in your recent history, then that's absolutely fine. You'll be okay when it comes to this. The final thing to say then is if you know you're going to come to an area like me today and you're going to have to build up all those portals and deploy all those resonators, is actually to have enough resonators to deploy. And so that could be through kinetic capsules, so long as you're the kind of person that basically allows themselves to use kinetic capsules on anything other than hypercubes, then definitely make sure you've got a few of those going so that actually you're never going to run out, or otherwise you're going to have to glyph hack and make use of the reduced drone time at the moment as well to make sure that you can actually have enough resonators for all those portals to be able to populate them so that you can actually throw all those fields. So apart from the rain today, I've enjoyed actually this new quest, this new bit of gameplay that Niantic have put in. I wish they'd do it a little bit more often, to be honest. And yeah, if they introduce medals like this a little bit more often, I'd find myself opening that scanner and making a lot more effort a lot more often, which would be good. But yeah, we'll have to see what they introduce and implement in the future according to the questionnaire, the survey that they've just put out. So how far are you through this one? Let me know. Have you got it all ready, or is it a case of you've got plans to actually do this later on down the line? And in the meantime, I'm going to stop the narration and I'll pick it back up when it comes towards the end of the video where we can see that wonderful new medal, which is basically a moon wearing a great big pair of earrings. And we have the final few hex coming now, which is really nice to see. It's been a long and wet day, and so here we go. We can actually complete them. We've got the first one, recharge 250,000. The second one, earn 100 glyph hacks. The third one, hack any 100 portals. The fourth one is to create 60 links. And then finally, the fourth one is going to be to create 40 fields. There it is, and we can finally claim the reward, and it should pop up like yesterday. There it is. Do we like the design? It's a little bit Nightmare Before Christmas, isn't it, with that swirl in the middle? But yeah, it's definitely a moon wearing earrings. I like it. I think it's a pretty decent one, although I maybe prefer the first stage of it. Anyway, what do you think? Is it a decent one? Let me know in the comment section. If you leave a comment, then I always get back to you. I'm pretty decent at that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.